Our next speaker has crammed an amazing amount of things into his life. Absolutely brilliant. He was in the army at the age of 15 and he pursued a career as an architect. He's been divorced, he's been a single parent, a cleaner, a washer-upper. He's also been an odd job man and so much more. He's even run the London Marathon twice, which is brilliant. He had a bout of unemployment before joining the voluntary sector, where he rescued charities and he actually turned them into really successful organisations. He's now embarked on what he calls his 6th career as a professional speaker and a writer, with 2 books and 4 more planned, which is amazing. Please welcome one of the PSA's co-director of First Impressions, the one and only Mike Daligan.
First, a big thank you actually to Mindy, because when I did my first talk, I thought it went quite well, and I think it did, and there were some positive comments. Mindy trod where other people were feared to tread, which is what I do actually. And she actually commented on the fact that really a pair of Levi's and a white t-shirt was not perhaps the best look. Who the hell did she think she was? Who the hell did she think she was telling me how to dress? Well, Mindy, you were right, and I was very, very wrong. Look, this is my 3rd suit in the last 6 months. My wife wonders when I'm going to stop buying them because she's never seen me in a suit, other than the birthday suit. But what's important is not the external look great. I mean, I now remember what it used to feel like to feel good in a suit, and I'd forgotten that. What's important is not the external. It's what changed in me to make me realise that wearing a suit was quite acceptable and fine. It didn't have to be jeans and a t-shirt. And that's what I want to talk about today. It's what I call the real big society, what David Cameron could have had if he'd used his brain. And it's about perception, it's about reality, and it's about making a change. Because that's important. Most of us judge everything in life by perception. So what is that society I believe in? Well, it's fairly straightforward. Like Barack Obama, and I suspect millions of others, I believe you shouldn't be measured by how much money you earn, but how much you contribute, how much you help other people. I think today, certainly in England, we live in a society where greed and avarice seem to be our driving forces. And I want sharing and caring. We have one where the lowest common denominator figures. I want the highest common factor. It don't seem to me to be rocket science. About a month ago, Manchester United, in what I consider to be the temple of vanity and greed, professional football at the top level, Manchester United dropped out of the 3 richest clubs in the world. They are now Barcelona, Real Madrid and Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich, as is required by law in Germany, needs to be 51% member-owned. Barcelona is member-owned. Real Madrid is member-owned. And by the way, they also produce some of the world's best football. So, owned by its members, richest and best quality. We could really use that as a model for our society. It's not, and it's happening. It's not a dream. When I left boy service at 18 to go into the regular army, we had to collect our reports and we all had to march up. And they read out bits, and they chose to read bits out of mine. And it said, and I quote, carved in my heart, Daligan tends to take the easy way out unless the effort will bring speedy personal reward. Absolute nonsense. But the army treats you badly, I behave badly. What do you expect? Treat me differently, I'll behave differently. Which brings me to my final bit, which is about creating an environment in which these things can happen. I went to one talk where I was talking about helping homeless people to build their own homes, and the vicar said to me, where do these amazing people come from, Mike? They're homeless. And I said, watch a wildlife programme. You can still watch it on YouTube today. Watch a wildlife programme, and what happens is the narrator's out in the desert, and he's actually saying it only rains here once every 10 years, and it's barren. At which time, of course, they've timed it just right. The heavens open, there's a flood, and the earth is nourished. And that narrator comes back about 3 weeks later. There are flowers, there are plants. That desert is blooming. There are bees around the plants. There are insects around the bottom. There are lizards coming along to eat the insects. There's a whole ecosystem, a whole environment there working. And I pointed out to the vicar, the people I work with are just like that. They've been under that dry, barren earth for 10 years, just waiting for the right conditions. If you create the conditions, then you can get those results. It's up to us whether we choose to do it or not. I think I'm an example of what happens when you do create those conditions. Thank you very much.